And I mean, Ophelia's already prepared for this. I mean, Ophelia with the 1 rev ward. Yeah, I mean, just Ophelia with the rev ward right now. Rhapsody doesn't have. Oh, no, there you go. So Ophelia has both rev wards. Going to get both camps unblocked. We'll miss the original spawn, though. Yep, so.
Wow. Well, very well played here. Well, this camp will still be blocked, no?
Both camps are still blocked right now.
Okay.
Yeah, that was just a regular ward of sight that was placed. So.
Oh no, but you were saying she has the rev wards
yeah,
to
she has
unblock it.
revs, yeah.
I mean, there's no guarantee that he hits it though, right?
He should be able to get it. Both wards are kind of in a spot where you're gonna tip. Okay, you're gonna see right here. So.
Let's see what you got.
Oh, he does miss it.
Unfortunately, down here in the bottom lane as well. It's going to be a duel 2 versus 1. Oogie's going to be manning up against Midas Magnus. We're going to see rotations, obviously. I don't think BTY will stay here very long, being that he has red boots. He's going to be very mobile. In the middle lane, though, Deadwood versus Prisoner Rhapsody. At this point, 1 hook and you're dead. Even at level 1, I imagine.
Yeah. No, unless he hooks him in the tower. I think it'd be more of a level 2 kind of thing. So, big thing for Complexity is, though, they already have the lane control here. So they're going to be able to get those, early hooks off, be able to get those early fights going on.
And
top lane, Oscar is just
I've never seen Oscar play South Forest. I don't doubt that it's possible. Just I know it's not like that super comfort hero for him. But it looks like he's going to be doing okay. Vindicator not like the craziest harasser, and South Forest again with that life tap ability, going to be able to do fine with boots. So we do see that level 2 hit now. And they are going to get a potion used onto Deadwood, which is not a bad idea. Sitting at half health, it's just way too risky. So Oscar, I mean, what you got, will use a rev ward here, and he's going to salvage this camp. So he's got one of the hard camps.
They got the other one as well.
Huh.
So both hard camps are unblocked now. And I mean, he's still level 2. I mean, that's kind of the big thing here is he's still level 2 with both of his camps blocked. So positives for them there. Yep, so.
Okay. Yeah, so let's see. Formless, how is he doing down here? I mean, this is a tough one. Even if Magnus leaves.
So, yeah, I mean, Formless will have a little bit of trouble against the Midas. So, yeah, I mean, it's looking at me like these lanes are going to go in favor of the Legion team anyways. The simple fact they're going to have a lot of farm on Prisoner. South is going to do just fine top, as you're seeing already. Kind of just running down the Vindicator. Vindy can't really do anything against it. Yep, so just sitting in the pause here waiting for it.
All right, so we are in fact alive here, if there was any question. But what do you think about the way that Mith Mix has decided to lane this? I mean, it's definitely not predictable.
No, but I mean, their Deadwood's going to get very little farm. Their Midas is going to do pretty well bottom, get a decent amount of farm. But I mean, South Forest is going to do just as well top lane. So I mean, right now, if you're looking at lanes, they go pretty even.
Okay.
But I will give the edge to the Legion team to the fact that they do have a jungler.
Right.
Now both camps are unblocked. So we're going to see what you got start farming very heavily. Where you're going to see this Magnus slowly start falling off because he's not getting kills, not getting whatever it might be.
Do you think Oogie's going to be doing okay down here?
I mean, it's Oogie. Can start maybe using his Q a little bit to get 1 or 2 last hits. So I think Oogie will do okay. Probably not the best as he could, but will do decent enough, I guess he'll do decent enough to be able to let the rest of his team start creating space for him.
All right, and yeah, with the assistance of Ophelia too, that should definitely be a possibility. Able to help him out there. I definitely think the mid lane is probably going to be the lane to watch. It's only a matter of time. I don't think Prisoner's thrown a single hook yet, but I have a feeling that if Bloodlust is going to occur, this is going to be the likely spot for it. But yeah, I mean, early battery picked up here by Lord Self-Forest. Also looks like he just purchased it. And that's perfect pickup. Both Madman and Vindicator are going to spam abilities nonstop in this lane.
Yep, definitely. So, I mean, you know, Madman known for stalking through the waves.
Yep.
And I mean, yeah, Vindy doesn't have low cooldown spells, but he will be using spells against the South. It's really the only way to box out the South.
Yeah.
So yeah, the mana battery is going to get some pretty good value. It should help Self-Forest keep his mana up, and I think that's the big thing.
Absolutely. I swear Oscar buys it more than any other competitive player. It seems like almost every game I watch, he's got the battery pretty early. And I guess that's because he does roam so much, and every time he's active, it's in fights, right?
Yep. So, I guess they are ready to go now, so.
All right. Do apologize for the short delay here. A little bit of network issues going on, but that's going to be enough for Deadwood to piece out of the lane. He's going to look to camp bottom room, but he will not be as quick as Ophelia. Ophelia will back off as Magnus joins the party too. As we saw with the first game, sometimes room control is everything, so I do like the effort made by what you got to at least try to assist this middle lane here. But now they got to worry about this invisible Magnus rotating over. No rev wards in the middle lane.
They did see him pick up the invis, though.
True.
Here we go. They're going to go here.
Lava Surge. Rhapsody's going to get locked down. Held by the Rhine Grass. Ghost will live for at least a little bit longer as the hook comes out. Magnus now going to be forced to run. The prisoner did drop off the shackles, and it kept Magnus from getting the kill on a Rhapsody, and it's ultimately going to be no bloodlust. Nice little counter. And unfortunately, I missed that. Was it another hook throw?
Yeah, he just hit another hook. I mean, it was blind as, like we saw all of last game.
Huge play by Fuzzy.
So yeah, you're gonna get the bloodlust, and I mean, great hook. I mean, we've seen Fuzzy Sloth play the prisoner, very confident on the hero, and being on such low ping of having that low ping with a hooking hero is just, it's so nice to have. So the land environment really helps for heroes like Prisoner.
Yeah, absolutely, and it does. This is everybody at the top of their game, top tier. So it's really cool to have that going for them. There's no excuses. There's no, nothing to say, but everybody putting everything on the table here. So they are still going to keep Magnus and Midas both down here in the bottom lane. As a result, I mean, Oogie's got decent experience here. He's the highest level on his team, and but not so much in the way of farm.
No,
160 GPM. But you're saying that's okay.
Yeah, I'm saying, if this prisoner gets an early PK, if the South becomes a presence in these early game fights, which it looks like he is doing, pretty well top. It's going to cause a lot of issues because it's going to, force the other team to rotate into the other lanes, and it's going to allow Oogie to have the jungle, allow him to have the bottom lane. So it should be very good for them.
Another room picked up here by Magnus. This time it's only an illusion, so not really going to have another big impact on any sort of ganking, but I did see a Self-Forest blocking the pull camp.
Top lane, Rhapsody's here, okay. Might be looking to try to maybe dual lane this for a little while, try to shut down this Madman's farm.
Yeah, they've rotated out the support from mid too, so I mean that kind of makes sense. Kind of go with the flow here. But again, I mean, Self-Forest got a man up on Vindicator here. Token of Silence dropped down in the bottom lane. Midas now level 5, putting some pressure onto Oogie. Big Chick back up here in the top. Madman's going to stalk in. Does not connect on a Rhapsody here. And I could tell both teams are really getting aggressive here. Looking for that next kill.
Yep, and I mean, now itself is level 5. Can very easily kill this Vindicator even alone. So Vinny needs to play very safe in this top lane. You don't want to start giving South these free kills.
Do you think, I mean, Self-Forest being so close, he probably would have maybe even been 6 by now if Rhapsody did not rotate. Yeah, decision happened here. Madman taking a lot of damage. Going to use that barrel roll, though, and stock to get out. And like they were saying, if Self-Forest was 6, that's a dead Madman. Again, the Rhapsody did contribute a lot to that team fight, so.
Yeah, I don't think, South, even without Rhapsody, I don't think could have got him that low in general. So I don't think it really blames him for the fact that he's not 6 yet, but he will get 6 here relatively soon. After this one, so.
Yeah, keeping right on par. Both mid heroes also level 6. We do have a rotation coming up by Myth Mix. Magnus might get a nice double lava surge off. No, going for the safer route. They go straight onto Rhapsody, and a TP in coming out. Midas will get the award off. No, he hesitated. Well, a nice escape there by Asuka.
Yeah, definitely an important escape there. Only losing Rhapsody, who is basically worth nothing at this point with 187 gold. So, I mean, they'll take that. It does give the gold to the Madman, but...
Yeah, and the good news is for Complexity here, I mean, Formless will take this. He got practically nothing, and in just the time that they rotated to top, he's almost doubled his GPM. Keeping the lane positioning here. And we haven't even seen what you got involved yet.
So, yep. Prisoner here, they could be looking for a kill to try to get a kill on this Deadwood relatively soon.
Yeah, well, I definitely think that it's going to be up to Ophelia to have an impact here. She's not level 6, she hasn't got boots yet. Down on the bottom, some action here as they set to pursue Oogie, but he will also be just fine. Magma's only level 3, so that Lava Surge, not the biggest deal.
Yep, so it is pretty important here for this Legion team to, you know, maybe start creating a little bit of space for Oogie because, I mean, doing fine on levels. It's starting to get some gold going around.
Yeah, double damage in the bottle here for Prisoner, so that's going to be devastating if Deadwood gets caught with the hook. Now, he does have his ultimate to kind of combo it, but at the same time, that's something that you don't want to deal with. Nice ward placement here by Boxer. Trying to give that uphill vision for him to land a grasp. The hook, though, connects onto Deadwood. Now they activate that Prisoner ultimate. Will pull Deadwood in before he can get any abilities off. So well played by Fuzzy. Magma's going to be forced to Lava Surge away. And that's going to keep them safe. So it's going to be a 1-for-0 exchange. Legion team looks like they're ready for more, though. The old creep rotation. It's a Minotaur and a Vulture Lord. I thought he had a Skeleton King, too, but they must have killed it off.
Soph is getting kind of caught off top lane. Needs to be careful right here. Okay, he's going to be okay, but yeah, I mean, just ended up being a 1-for-0, and I mean, it was an important kill. It was the kill for Deadwood, so of course slowing him down is big. TP into the mid lane. We could see another fight here any second.
Yeah, it looks like Hellborn team's going to look to set something up. The grasp, though, is going to connect on a Prisoner. Midas gets a double lot ultimate to warp off. Rhapsody will fall shortly after. The Ophelia ult comes, but it was not enough to keep them alive. They'll at least get the counter kill on a Midas, as Self-Force ultimate is likely going to finish him off. And Self-Force will pursue here. Ends up being a 2-for-1, though, so a nice little turnaround there for the Hellborn team and the first Deadwood ultimate of the game.
Yeah, it's just a little odd that, you know, Legion would want to stay around there. They really had no reason to, but I mean, I guess it goes back to now they are starting to create a little bit of space for Oogie. You're seeing his GPM go up slightly.
So Ophelia, I mean, is this a good pace for what you got? 240 GPM, considering they did block his camps early on.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little rough. You know, he hasn't had really incredible ganking creeps. Hasn't really had skellies. I mean, he hasn't really been able to gank as much as he wants, so he's been farming a lot, which, I mean, is okay. He's going to try to, you know, catch up a little bit here because, yeah, he is only level 6, but Oogie needs to be very careful on the bottom lane.
Well, looks like they're going to get the denied down in the bottom lane, and more 4-man rotation here. Madman's going to try to stalk through. I'm not sure if he got spotted, but, I mean, even 3 is probably enough to alert Legion that something's not right down here in the bottom lane. Then again, I mean, Oogie dangerously close to walking into a big, big problem. Ultimately will retreat here. No war to sight, just kind of that spidey sense. And a very aggressive ward placement here by Boxer. Just going to keep an eye on the jungle, and that's perfect against a hero like Ophelia. Or even now that Oogie will be transitioning into the jungle, that ward's probably going to see a lot of things the Complexity may not want to be seen.
Yep, and I mean, they're kind of starting to take over their jungle a little bit.
Oh, nice hook connecting onto Deadwood here. They're going to be following up with the Skeleton King. Deadwood is locked in place. The Vindicator not able to get the silence off. Or did he use it there? But either way, it's not going to be enough to save Deadwood.
Yeah, he did use the final chapter there. But
Prisoner throwing out a hook. He had a feeling Midas was there. Unfortunately, just a few pixels to the right. Will not connect. Now Vix has to make the decision whether or not they defend this tower. Dropping down this Totem of Silence, but it looks like for the most part they will just concede this. Let Magnus farm up top lane here, get a little bit of solo experience.
Yeah, I mean, while this is all going on, like you said, Madman is farming. I mean, not farming the absolute greatest. 72 CS in 11 minutes is a little bit below average. So, I mean, it's not terrible, but it's could be better for someone who has been sitting, you know, kind of alone for a while. But actually, he might be in a lot of trouble bottom here.
Yep, Oogie's going to throw out that Tar Quake, but Madman's so quick on his toes, able to dodge both of them. Not playing greedier, though. He could have went for those creeps and decided to just kind of wait it out. We'll see him TP away, much like the Hellborn side. Bot tower will now be denied. And it's definitely looking good for Complexity, huh? 3,500 gold at this point. In the meantime, though, up at the top, Fuzzy Sloth maybe playing a little bit aggressively. Did not see that. He gets picked off. They're going to chase down Magnus here. Ophelia coming out of the woodwork with these Skeleton Kings. So they do go 1-for-1. And they got a nice little creep army here if they want to continue to push the top tower here. That Deadwood Grasp, though, that completely negates the effect of the push. A lot of the creep wave cleared out this. And again, this works good for Complexity.
Yep, gonna get the free tower out of this. I don't see Madman. You know, even he doesn't even have a TP. To deal with it, he's on cooldown. So, not when I think of this. So, I mean, this is really good by Complexity. They're really making use of the Ophelia. They're running around getting towers with it. Oogie is roaming with them as well, which I think is very important. He's getting farm from it. Yeah, now they want to fight. They really want to try to get Mith to get maybe a little confident and try to take a fight.
Yeah, and they're going to have that portal key on a prisoner. As I say that, he ports into mid, and they jump on him quickly. So that portal key will have to wait at least another day. They are going to get the tier 2 tower top here, though. So a trade, I guess, they're willing to take. Well, whether or not they want to, they have to kind of take it.
Yeah, I mean, I would say losing Fuzzy Sloth there was a good thing. I mean, they're getting a tier 2 tower out of it. It's going to allow them for more map control. It's going to allow Love to probably drop a ward somewhere in their jungle.
Invisible Midas here is going to interrupt the teleport by Oogie. They follow up with the Rotten Grasp. Probably didn't want that to happen, as Formless got credit for that tower kill, and now that gold is pretty much negated. I'll slow him down quite a bit.
Yep, I mean, good pick there, and a good final chapter by Vindy. They didn't stack at all there, so it allowed Oogie to not even get his ulti off there, which is very important.
Oh, Madman should be approaching that Rune Cleaver very soon. He didn't rush it. He got Steam Boots Chalice Bottle first, but...
He actually is a little bit off. He might not even have a sustainer at this point.
So there's the sustainer, but yeah, it's still a little bit of a ways to go, but...
Hook on a Madman?
400 GPM, yeah, Madman.
No, I was looking at it. There was a hook on the Madman.
Oh, okay.
They had no dust. They weren't able to capitalize on it or anything.
Oh, things slow down. Many wards over here. They're going to take out a Rev and a standard ward. Didn't see how much time was left on it. Prisoner looking to get in position here to set up another gank on it. But, yeah, Magnus level 6 now, a little bit more survivability.
Yep.
So,
yeah, there's the portal key there on Prisoners. So.
And 3 Skeleton Kings. Unfortunately, this whole rotation will be spotted out by Boxer's ward, but...
Yeah, I mean, that ward probably got a lot of value out of it. I mean, it saw a few rotations, and it definitely saw that rotation. So Midas can back out there, who does have his portal key now as well. But I mean, this is good for what you got. Triple Skelly is exactly what you want. You know, maybe grabbing a Minotaur here if he so chooses, but realistically, having 3 Skellies is the way you want to go. Yeah,
it can also, you know, help set up hooks by Prisoner and hold heroes. It's just a great lockdown tool for this team. South Forest working on the triple stack Ancients up here. He probably may be top farmer in the game after he clears this out.
Yep, maybe got to get it relatively easy too. I mean, has 2.5k gold saved up, so I'm not really sure what he's pulling so much gold for. Maybe a Cyclone Stick or... yeah, I mean, that's all I can really, you know, is a Storm Spirit. So.
Yeah, unless he's a little bit indecisive, not entirely sure what he wants to get just yet. But yeah, I mean, do you agree that Legion team has the, the luxury of not being too aggressive, really? Are they not forced to?
I mean,
are they on a timer limit, basically?
I mean, they've been pushing the towers of the Ophelia. They're doing that correctly. And they do have late game with the Oogie and the South Forest and the Prisoner. So I don't think they should be afraid of dragging this game out a little bit longer. I don't see any problem with that. So, if they want to, get the last two remaining tier 2 towers, yeah, that's what they should do. And there's the Storm Spirit picked up by South Forest. So that might be the cue for them to push.
Definitely a useful pickup. Much utility. Deadwood's going to Portal Key and Ultimate right onto Ophelia. She is going to get saved by the Storm Spirit for the time being. And now the Rhapsody Ultimate completely mixing things up. In the background, they were able to pick off Magnus. Now Madman, though, stalking him, joins the fun, gets a barrel roll off. But we see the Astrolabe follow up by the Ophelia Ultimate. She will not go down. Finally dying there to the Oak Bolt. But what you got? Not to... Still doing work with these creeps here. The Prisoner Hook's going to finish off him, and it looks like off to the side, even Oscar cleaned up onto both Midas, and that's a 4-for-1 exchange.
I mean, based on how that team fight started with the Hellborn taking the initiative on the fight, having only Ophelia die after a Deadwood punch was used and so much more is, what else can you ask for? I mean, there's still 2 groups up from Ophelia pushing with him as well. So, I mean, that was a perfect fight for Complexity. They got everything they wanted. There goes the tier 2 tower down as well. So, Complexity's playing very well right now. I really like how they're actually using their lineup to its fullest potential.
Yeah, definitely got to say that's a little bit of a blunder, though. I mean, if you can't one-shot the Ophelia, she gets both of her heals off. I mean, you're going to lose almost any kind of team fight at that point. Given that she didn't even have to instantly use them. A beautiful Storm Spirit by Oscar there. I mean, really, if he didn't get that, they may not have won that team fight.
Yep, so, I mean, Oscar getting that item pickup.
Oh my goodness. Deadwood Portal King into hell. Wow. As the entire Legion team collapses on him. You can tell, I mean, you want to get your ultimate off, but...
Yeah, I mean...
but that's an act of desperation.
Yeah, I
don't even see any vision here, so I don't know what was going on there.
I'm wondering if Mith is feeling like they're really far behind, and they, to us, they're not that far behind, but to them, they might be looking at the fact like we have all of our towers down. I don't know, they feel like they're under the clock, that they need to start making plays. So now they're doing these desperate plays, and I mean they shouldn't be yet. There's no reason for them to be making these desperate plays yet.
Yeah, definitely not. They are falling behind a little bit in gold, but oops, sorry about that. But by no means are they done. They just got the Rune Cleaver onto Madman, and they can really start, getting back into this game here. The tier 2 towers are the easiest ones to take, if you're Complexity. But once they comes to sieging the base, it's going to be a lot harder against a Magnus and a Midas.
Yeah, definitely. But I mean, they also have. There's so much they can do here to really take it. So. Yep. So. They're gonna go for this tier 2 tower bottom. All 5 heroes are here, I do believe. Yep. So I mean, they're ready to fight. They have no reason not to fight. They have the Astrolabe on Ophelia with their ulti up in about 5 seconds. So they're easily gonna get this tower, and whether they choose to go high ground or not.
I mean, the Kongor is still available. I feel like I don't think I've ever seen Complexity push a tier 3 without taking Kongor first, but I guess there's a first for everything, because it looks like that's what they're doing here. Midas going to take out one of those Ophelia creeps. The Minotaur still standing, but this Rhapsody Disco Inferno doing a good job keeping everybody alive. There goes the Astrolabe. They're still confident pushing up here. Hellborn team hasn't even ported Madman back yet, so they've got a little bit of time here. I've seen them often put a dent in the tower and then retreat. I think that's what we're going to see here. They want to reset their cooldowns a bit.
Yeah, I mean, that was a lot of damage on the tower. I mean, it's almost at a quarter, a little under, close to a quarter. And that's important for later to help them be able to push that tower. And, I mean, they're still actually hanging down here, which makes me think they might just go back after Ophelia grabs another creep. Oh, just kidding. Okay, so Sal's going to port top.
Yeah, he's making their wise decision, and I guess they're just not feeling confident doing Kongor yet at this point, even though Love's got that nice word of sight in the river.
Yep. So we'll have to see what Complexity wants to do next. They are out of towers to get. So they might be looking for that Kongor. I mean, they don't have the most effective Kongor teams. I don't think they can just go in there and take it. You know, they'd have to take a team fight beforehand.
Well, Magnus is going to pick up his portal key here soon. And that's going to be great for him, you know, and again, defending against this Siege team that the Legion team seems to be wanting to pull off. Augi's going to man up here. He sees Deadwood. Deadwood's going to walk away. And Madman, though, stuck now on cooldown. A very short cooldown, able to stalk away again. But if Prisoner gets this off, I'm going to say, if he got the shackle off, that could have been huge. He's got a haste. He's going to keep on chasing here. He does throw one off to the top, but Madman took the smart route and went down toward the bottom.
Yeah, very important, but okay, yeah, they're going to try to go for the Kongor here. I don't know how I feel about them just running at Kongor. I don't know if it's... I don't think they can really take it. I think they need to take a team fight first, and then, you know, once they win a team fight, can maybe go take 5 heroes and go get the Kongor, but with all 5 heroes up, I just don't see them being able to do anything about it.
Yeah, it's very risky, but they do have this ward in mid, and I don't think Hellborn wants to fight them, so we'll see if they decide to post up here. They're cleaning up mid. Kongor's about halfway down now. They're still pretty safe. Doesn't look like the rotations are happening.
Well, I mean, no vision here from the Hellborn team on the Kongor pit itself, so I mean, they really should realize it, though. I mean, there's no one in any lanes. They see Madman in the jungle, so it's one of those things where they should know that they are taking Kongor. Maybe they just don't feel like they need to defend it. Yeah, there we go. Kongor is the ball. Gonna be a token on Oogie.
Now Oogie has no problem sitting up on the front line, sieging this tower. And even though saving his ultimate for maybe when he comes back, unless the moment is right. Midas activating a Veiled Rot here, and he went for a second item, Void Talisman. I mean, obviously that's great for dodging the hook, but aside from that, that's going to hurt him a lot more in this game. Almost everybody here with magic damage. If he's not squishy as it is already, that's definitely going to be bad. I don't know about that.
I think he has it more for being able to split push, because really the only way he's going to get...
Bottom lane, Midas going to get Storm Spirited here. Now he activates the Void Talisman, so and for the most part, it might pay to get him out here just like that.
I mean...
But that's the very niche situation, but I guess it pays off.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where with the combo of the Vindicator... I mean, yeah, they did have to use the Vindicator ulti or he would have died there anyways. So, I mean, that was a big part of it. Now they don't have Vindy ulti. Now they're going to want to push high ground with the token. And, I mean, this tower isn't going to last very long.
Very true. I did not see the Vindicator ult used there, and this could be this could definitely be bad news for them. They do have the Magnus, but he's only level 10. A level 11 Eruption could have been devastating here, but I don't even think he could kill Ophelia with it. Even all the supports on the Legion side, so high level compared to Magnus and Vindicator, and they have no problem. They take out the tower. Now they work on the barracks. Rotten Grass, we see the channeling of the Eruption. He comes in with a Lava Surge. It's beautiful stun connecting on the 2 heroes. Now they jump in the background onto Ophelia, but she heals up. Rhapsody comes with the Disco Inferno, and the ultimate does not really do much. Now Midas dives in deep. Tarquake will finish him off in the background. South Forest going toe-to-toe with a Madman, just right-clicking non-stop. Another huge Lava Surge coming out by Magnus. He did buy back here. This is the all-in here for Myth Mix. Oogie cannot stay alive, but oh wait, he has the token. He's going to come up against 4 heroes here. What will he be able to do? Madman's going to stalk away. The Tarquake's going off. No lifesteal for Oogie. He does manage to pick off Midas. There's 2 buybacks used and no barracks.
Yeah, I mean, 2 buybacks were being used, and that is kind of a big deal in all honesty. Magnus, though. Magnus was the MVP of that entire fight. So many good stuns. Yeah, so we're going to go here to a replay real quick of that team fight.
All right, so, yeah, as you can see here, it was kind of a mismatch. Yeah, this was like middle in the fight, but chasing down, they get the quick kill off. And in the background, Lord South Forest just trying to go toe-to-toe with Madman. Madman doing a decent bit of damage, but that was the Magnus Sun you're talking about. That kind of turned everything back in their favor.
Yeah, and I mean, I think the big thing was there, I don't know if you noticed, but Oogie did use his ulti incredibly early. He had full mana and, I mean, not full HP, but the thing is with the token, you're going to respawn with full HP. Having your ulti up for the second time when you're alive might have been a pretty big deal there, because if he could have manned, like, you know, you look at it right there, if he would have had his ulti there with the gnomes, he could have easily
genocide.
have manned up and be able to kill them all. So I do think it was very preemptive of Formless to use his ulti there. I'm trying to see, yeah, even if he was level 16, he still wouldn't have had it up there. So it's a little bit of a misplay. It was 2 buybacks, which I think is the important thing there, from Magmus and Midas. So it's like some lag issues.
I mean, if they come in with another push, they probably won't even have. Well, they'll probably have the gold for another buyback, but I mean, it's super important when they're going for super aggression. That's the best thing you could hope for.
Yeah, definitely. So
almost better than a melee barracks. Because melee barracks wouldn't change the game at this point.
Yeah, I mean, it would become a nuisance to them. It would help a little bit in terms of them be able to go 5 top and being able, the bottom lane keeps continuously pushing in. That would be helpful. It's not the biggest thing because they did get the 2 buybacks out of the Hellborn team, which is important. This gold lead though is pretty much gone. I mean, now it's dead even, and they have the experience lead. So we're seeing the group up factor work against Complexity a little bit here. They are losing a lot of experience. But yeah, so we're going to look to see probably Complexity group up again once Ophelia does get her creeps back, because I believe she has none. Yeah, she has none. So once he gets his creeps back, then we might see them try to start group up again.
Well, Madman picked up a Staff of the Master.
Oh.
I don't think he had it in the last team fight.
I don't think so.
Because I didn't notice him keep going, but now it's definitely going to be a factor. He hits pretty hard, but there is a Void Talisman on Salforus, maybe just for that reason, and even Dev would too. That'll be very effective.
Yeah, I mean, and he got an Elder Parasite as well.
Yeah, so he had a nice chunk of change. After that team fight, even though he didn't get part of the kills, he had enough assists and really snowballed him up there.
Yeah,
so
I don't really know how I feel about that Madman build. I feel like he's a little squishy, and then because of the team fight potential of the Legion team, when he gets his ulti off, if he's not, if a target isn't already low, he won't be solo killing people with just his Staff of the Master effect. So I don't really know how I feel about the staff. I don't really like it at this point, but I mean, it could be a big item later into the game, but right now I just feel like it isn't going to have that much of an impact on this game.
Yeah, I mean, the build is definitely has its pros and cons.
Yeah.
He can do a lot of work, but it's also, like you said, it's very risky. I think what you got would love something other than a Catman champion here. It does have 3 of them. And we'll see if they look to continue the push, like you said. Shrunken Head completed onto Prisoner here. Any other noteworthy items? The Bulwark onto Oscar over here, and the Jade Spire now completed on Formless. Again, I'm not sure if he had that for the last fight, but
no, it was still a gnome when he had it. But I mean, if he would have had the item, he might have been able to man up in that section we said. He might have had some problems. But so, I mean, it's an important item right now. It should help a lot. They are TPing back with at least Rhapsody. Prisoner's back here as well. They might try to catch the Madman right here.
Madman with a double damage rune, trying to put a little bit of a dent in the tower. The dust is going to connect onto him. Will they jump him? It would probably be pretty risky. Attacking for 300 with that attack speed. Very, very problematic for Complexity to deal with. So it's enough to scare him off, and they take the safe play. At the same time, another Void Talisman picked up. I think this time on the Vindicator.
Yep.
So these Ophelia creeps and the Prisoner, they just not wanting to die before they get their ultimates off. Essentially, at least for Vindicator, it's very important that he gets that off at the right time. And getting picked off first, not a good way to accomplish that.
Yeah, and we do see the second Storm Spirit picked up on this Legion team. What you got did finish his another big saving tool. So either for the Oogie to get his ulti off to get the Jade off, or for the Prisoner to be able to get his Shrunken off. So I do really like the Storms. I think it's going to be very helpful in these fights, the next couple fights.
One can hope, and it's a long time before the Kongor spawns. In fact, it's a mystery, but I don't know if Complexity waits at this point, because Madman's getting stronger by the minute. They get a Storm Spirit off on a Madman as I say that, but again, nobody in the area with dust. Ophelia tried to cut him off. There goes the dust by Rhapsody. She's going to get the Scotto stun. Madman is in deep trouble. The second Storm Spirit going to be used here. He's going to try to stalk and Veil Roll, but yeah, not long for this world. We can see now with his ultimate. I almost would have said maybe better off just to try to clear out some of those Ophelia creeps with his last dying breath, but Now he's down. He has plenty of money for a buyback if he needs to, though.
Yeah, I mean, but that's the thing, though. You know, you saw him get his ulti off there. Sure, he did a little bit of damage to Prisoner, but he was never in danger. They still had a Storm Spirit up. It's, you know, I don't know if the staff's going to have the effectiveness that he wants it to have, but yeah, nonetheless, he does have a buyback. They are going to try to defend base here. You see Complexity probably should start heading bottom, but maybe not because of how the waves pushed out. So they might just run down mid, which looks like they will be doing. Oogie is top right now, farming out that wave.
Yeah, you want to say, I mean, maybe the staff is much better to get after some more of those more important items.
You know, I would have liked to see
Brutalizer, maybe?
Yeah, I mean, a Brutalizer would be nice, but I don't know if, you know, that early. You know, maybe the Cleaver into, like, you know, some Lifesteal to help the Dominator.
Wow, Love does a nice sidestep there for Midas on the tour, but ultimately, too many heroes in the area.
You know, just like Stu. Always has to be off on his own, dying mid lane when his whole team is in the jungle. Yeah,
definitely caught out of position there. I'm not sure if he placed a ward. I think he did place a ward at the same time, though. You know, he tried to TP out just a little bit, overstaying his welcome. Happens to the best of us, but that will buy time. They're not going to want to push without Rhapsody, so.
Yeah, more time means Madman didn't have to use a buyback for whatever reason. So.
And a third Void Talisman now on Magnus.
It's this Prisoner. Oh, catch onto Vindicator.
You will not escape this time.
And
yeah, Vindicator taking a while to finish him off, proccing that Void Talisman, preventing the auto attacks. But yeah, as you can see there, the Void Talisman won't always save you because you don't always see the hooks coming. So.
Yep. So
another creep army amassed here, and Vindicator down for 40 seconds. I'm sure they'd love to do a Kongor. He's not really spawned yet, but again, I mean, this is what we know Complexity for. They tried to push early, they were unsuccessful, so they're going to wait it out a bit. Make sure they get all those lovely items that they need, and before they make another game-breaking decision, I'd say.
Yeah, we know they like their Kongors. We know they like to push with success. They know if, with a token, the success of them winning a team fight is so much higher. So they will, you know, they'd rather wait for that opportunity than go force themselves into their base and do a bad fight. So, yeah, I mean, that's what they're waiting for. Magnus is doing a great job of just kind of sitting bottom, pushing out waves just like he is right now.
Yeah, and he's made quite the recovery. I mean, as one of the heroes that was so underleveled, you know, as these games go on, you got to think pushing against a level 10 Magnus was easy, but sooner or later he's going to be level 16. You know, and maybe even be able to get more than one stun off in a fight.
Yeah, and that's the big thing. When Magnuses start getting multiple stuns off in fights, that's when you really see Magnus start shining. You know, 1 to 2 stuns, even a third stun in a team fight. If you're stunning 2 or 3 heroes, it's so impactful. So, I mean, that's, you know, getting the survivability is so helpful for that.
And I think Kongor's got to be spawning soon here. I don't know exactly when it happened, but probably any minute. So, I mean, that's going to be the next point of contention, I guess, here. A Vindicator picks up a Bound Eye, so not really messing around with this ward game. They're going to try to clear out all of Love's wards. This one will be gone soon, so.
Yep. Now there's Kongor did just spawn, so
okay.
Gonna be sending a creep over there from what you got to maybe get some vision.
Yeah, they do confirm, you know, that's available. Boxer's ward of sight's gonna disappear here, so any direct vision around Kongor? Okay, Boxer's got the lower river here, but they don't care. They're gonna go for it.
Yeah, I mean, Madman is, not in range to go fight right now. No tower to TP to.
There's a haste room picked up by Madman, so.
That could be the room that changes things. Midas is behind them as well. This is going to be a very big pincer fight right now.
Yeah, Midas with the Veiled Rot. Do they have any vision of the area, though? Kind of going in blind. The dust comes out, just missing. Midas is going to make the jump here, but a Prisoner Portal Key is going to prevent him from getting locked down. Midas forced to retreat in the background. Prisoner ultimate going off, going to connect on both Deadwood and Magnus. It looks like Magnus' eruption was interrupted here, so no effect by him, and Oogie is just tearing things up with the support of South Forest. No Madman! What the hell just happened there? So much damage coming out, and out of nowhere, Madman cleans up everybody. All it took was the Brutalizer.
No, in all honesty, it was the fact that Madman and I want to say it was Oscar Oogie and Oscar were on top of each other. So,
Yeah,
so,
we're going to need to look at this replay again to
Yeah.
see exactly what unfolded here. I mean, it started out really sloppy. Midas completely missed the initiation here. The rest of the Legion team completely collapses on him, but there you go. The Magnus. Okay, so his eruption did go off, but I don't see other than both Madman just completely right-clicking these heroes after he died.
Hey, you're going to see right here. I mean, they're stacked on top of each other. Both heroes just died instantly. Keeps giving him the reset on his ultimate, and then he just takes down. See, in this case, it ended up being a great use of the Staff of the Master because of the circumstances of the fight. Yeah, I mean, wrong, I guess.
Well, it's situational. I mean, that's ultimately what you said, and in that situation, it paid off. But the Brutalizer, too, for sure. Just those little extra ticks going on there, and it adds some damage as well. Now we got to be scared. Madman's coming back with 3,000 gold, and he can really go anywhere from here, showing that necessarily does not need a shrunken head. And will Kongor now get stolen by the Hellborn team?
But now it's going to be a little bit different. A Sheepstick was picked up by Oogie. Madman's not going to be able to get away with what he got away with last fight. So here we go. Vindy does have the eye here. Might get caught, though. A prisoner case. Not going to miss the PK, but
Nice attempt.
yeah, I mean, did do some ward clearing out with that bound eye. Boxer did so. And Boxer still has this ward that Love barely missed with that Rev ward. So
Oh, yeah, that's painful.
2 wards placed over
I mean,
by Boxer
I
here.
think they have a good idea that there's some vision in the area, but
yeah, so it's going to be a Kongor. Oh, never mind. I was going to say a Kongor dance.
double damage
Then
Madman.
Madman got DD. Now it's a Kongor dead.
And now with the token of life, and they still got a couple of seconds on this double damage, they're going to look to find something here. The dust connecting onto Ophelia. The Oak Bowl, here comes the Magnus Lava Surge connecting on both towards Force and Ophelia. Ophelia going to have to Storm Spirit herself, and the background prisoner gets his ultimate off, but it's broken. The Rhapsody ult immediately interrupted by that Storm Spirit, and now Midas is in trouble here as Oogie cleans things up a bit. But up in the top over here, they finish off Force. Magnus channels the eruption here. Wasn't sure where he was going with that. He hits Oogie and Prisoner, who are on the tail ends of their shrunken heads. Oogie will man up here. Madman, though, can't do nothing. Now he's into his ultimate form after death. That's a 3-man Lava Surge. So huge to slow things down a bit. Can Madman get in range to finish off the Prisoner? One more auto tech. He will do that. So the life after death here being very effective. Ophelia going to use the Void Talisman here. Buy yourself a little bit of time, but again, that's got to be the 3rd or 4th Lava Surge of this fight for Magnus. And he's getting the maximum range on these stuns between that. I mean, might even be worth going back for a replay on that fight because that's huge for Myth Mix.
Yeah, that was a very good fight. I mean, it was a good fight, but it's also a sense that Madman had a token there as well on top of it. So the staff did proc twice. He got a lot of value out of his staff in that fight. So, but Madman had token. He did lose the token. So, I mean, that is a positive for Complexity. That's already done and dealt with. But we're seeing this lead start growing slowly for Myth. Ironically enough, the gold lead is 5-5-5-5. Just pointing that out there. So.
All right, so we are going to get a replay of this team fight here. That was the first beautiful Lava Surge that came in. In the background, the Vindicator ultimate's automatically used here, and the Rhapsody immediately interrupted there. So the Storm Spirit's playing such a huge role here. They shut him down. You can tell Oogie does a lot of damage, but if they linger, that's where the Magnus came in with that Lava Surge Eruption combo that did a lot of damage to Oogie. I guess kind of primed him here for Madman. Madman does eventually get shut down here, but again, they kind of clump up. That's the massive Lava Surge again by Magnus. So, I mean, really, he made that fight, and, you know, Madman's going to have another huge item now.
Yep, that is the thing. And, I mean, Magnus has done such a great job this game. And there's a Shrunken Head picked up on Madman. So now this is going to be a huge problem.
See these Veiled Rots here. Midas could be in trouble. They lead off with the Sheep Stick. Prisoner comes out and drops the shackles. Enough damage coming out. Prime the hook, but no. He uses the Void Talisman into the Storm Spirit. Oogie's Conflagration Aura. I think that's what did it, right?
Yeah, it was. It was the proc. I mean, that was a good pick. But now that Madman has the Shrunken, he can't be sheeped. He cannot be stopped in these team fights. And now is when he's going to cause so many problems for Complexity. The only way they're ever going to be able to win a team fight is if they get him early sheeped. And I mean, we already we have a buyback on Midas ready, so This is going to have to be up to, Formless to get a sheep off early if Madman decides to be greedy and holds on to a Shrunken.
Yeah.
But I mean, if Madman gets a Shrunken off, he's going to tear apart this Legion team. Legion team's going to instantly melt.
It's fairly scary, too. And you know in the back of your heads, if you're Complexity, this is game 2. Going 0-2 here is definitely not what you want to do against the most important team. Well, at least for seed position here. So maybe rethinking this a little bit as Ophelia loses another creep.
Yep, you still have one Skelly left, I think. Is that it? Yeah, one Skelly. So, I mean, this Legion team can't really siege, and this Hellborn team can play passive. I mean, you see Madman over here off on the side. He wants to try to get around them into these team fights, but now that they backed off, he's going to go farm the jungle a little bit more. Expecting him to maybe chase out the or change out the Elder Parasite for maybe a Symbol, which I'd really like to see on him. Symbol with the Shrunken, with the staff. I don't know how they'll ever kill him. I think he'll get to the point where he'll just be able to run around in these fights and never die.
Yeah.
So I guess maybe not the Symbol because against South, but on the other hand, who cares? He'll be so tanky with the Symbol. So
it's this is one of the heroes. It's really not surprising why he's so popular. His skill set is built on an amazing carry, and not many heroes have this kind of things to offer later in the game where you have such freedom with your items.
Yep.
And now Magnus, level 17, and bulking up with post haste. Another huge item coming out for him. It's just getting harder and harder for Legion team to siege. Ophelia's effect is wearing off.
Yeah, the effectiveness of Ophelia is pretty much gone at this point. I mean, he's losing his creeps instantly to a Midas combo. He's walking into a Deadwood room, losing his creeps. There's just not much at this point. Like it's the Ophelia factor is pretty much gone, other than having the ultimate ability.
Yeah, Magnus almost tried to sneak in the trees here, but he would have been in big trouble as Love's Ward placed perfectly for such an occasion.
Yeah, I'm not sure what Legion's waiting for. They might wait for, I'm assuming that's going to be an Ultwars on the Oogie. So I'm assuming the item choice he will have is. So, I mean, they could be waiting for that. Could be pretty helpful. It'll stop Madman from sitting on him, having so much armor. So, I mean, that's pretty big. So that could be their kind of timing. Because at this point, it's becoming very difficult for them to stay in these long team fights because Madman is just really causing havoc.
So it's a little hard to hear you. Did you say the Oogie's going for an Ultors play?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, that obviously makes the most sense in this matchup here, especially as it's kind of like that one-man army thing. You do have to worry about the mag ulti, but really, if you can survive the onslaught from Madman, you should be okay.
Yeah, definitely. So, top lane. Oh, it's an illusion. Yeah, so the slides are getting ready to be set up. See Legion team grouping up top lane. I think we'll see South Forest head over there soon. So, I mean, this is going to be a very important fight because if Mith takes this fight, this could be the last fight of the game.
Madman stole Steam Boots for post haste here.
Yep, so he's going to be able to be top lane now. Yes, like I said, this will be the fight that kind of decides who wins, who loses this game. If Complexity can take another fight, it gives them a chance to get back into the game. But
how far off of the Ultars is he?
He should have it, but he might be saving for a buyback. No, he needs 3.1K, so he's a little bit off. So I do expect him to buy it, though, the minute he does get the gold.
Obviously, you want to delay just a few moments longer if you're that close to the item. Then again, might not be a bad idea to have buyback gold. I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, Deadwood in the background initiating on a prisoner. That Storm Spirit may keep him alive for the time being. He activates his Shrunken immediately. But overall, prisoner, oh man, I gotta show the camera. Magnus channeling that eruption. Gets the Lava Surge off, but the Shrunken activated by Oki, so minimal damage coming out here by the Hellborn team. And now Magnus gonna be forced. The Storm Spirit coming out of him. Madman finally joining the party. Is that prisoner a good idea? Batman's gonna go hammering in. Oogie's gonna get Storm Spirited, but Prisoner will fall. Oogie falls shortly after, and this Madman is just tearing things up. South Forest now gonna be forced to retreat, being pursued by Midas and Deadwood. In the background, Rhapsody stands alone versus the rest. That's a quad kill for Madman. They will get the port out by South Forest, but I don't know. The damage seems to have been done once again.
I mean, they have the buybacks, but at this point, I don't see them defending against this Legion team anymore. So. I don't see much of anything for this Legion team anymore. Ophelia's kind of been pretty nullified and pretty useless. So.
All right, we're going to go to a quick replay of that team fight here as well. So it started off really nice. Deadwood initiating onto Prisoner. Somehow Prisoner manages to escape. Complexity's got to be feeling good. They lead off with the Sheep here. And the Magnus Eruption Lava Surge didn't really do much because of the Shrunken Head. So, I mean, at this point, it's still pretty even. But you can see Madman comes in. There's nothing they can do, like you said. He's got the Shrunken Head activated, and he is just raining down on this Legion team. There's absolutely no way to stop him. And if we look back here, Hellborn team continuing to push now. Legion team, they didn't want to use the buybacks, and they really didn't need to. Self-Force ult use on Madman. I'm not sure if he's going to, yeah, he's going to be just fine. They don't force any buybacks out, so that's a good sign for Complexity.
Yeah.
But the way that the team fights have been going, it's not good news.
Yeah, they're just not winning team fights anymore. They don't have the same effectiveness they had early game. At this point, I don't even know if the Ultars will make a big difference. I think they're pretty locked in to having to keep forcing fights at this point. I don't think the Legion team can wait for anything else. They kind of just have to keep fighting and hope they get lucky eventually, I think.
Yeah.
I just don't see, what else.
I mean, if they could somehow prioritize the Madman before he gets the Shrunken off, but I mean, it's not really that easy to do. They don't have a ton of burst, like instant burst damage.
Exactly.
Ogi takes a while to sustain.
And he actually picks up an arc like that. And that, I mean, with the way his attack speed is, he did sell the Elder for it. So with his attack speed, that's going to do so much damage in team fights. So I'm looking forward to see how much damage it can actually put out in a team fight because of his insane attack speed. I mean, I just don't see the Legion having a chance anymore.
Yeah, 22%. I mean, it's, the carries do a lot of damage, but it's very rare that you see them at the top of the damage charts. It's just been so much of a turn here. Our Legion team looked good all game, really up until the Madman had that one fight at Kongor. Kongor is going to be spawning in a minute here too, and if Hellborn is aware of that, it's probably a good opportunity for them to snatch it up.
Yeah, and then that would I would they give the token to Midas probably at this point. So I mean, it's just they can't deal with the Madmen anymore. Soon they're gonna have a token on another core hero. I just don't see it for Complexity unless this Mith team jumps into their base. I just don't see Complexity being able to pull out a team fight.
I mean, ultimately, it comes down to almost like a drafting thing at this point. What can you do against a Madman like this? I'm sure this isn't the last time we're going to see him in the tournament.
You don't.
Yeah.
Like, you can't do anything against this. He just runs around and he just. Oh, there's another DC there.
Yeah,
we're gonna see how fast he takes Kongor here in a second. But
another disconnect. I mean, Madman has got to be like the fastest Kongor killer out there with this kind of item set.
So yeah, I mean, he's just gonna sit here. He's gonna take Kongor. They're probably gonna, like I said, they're probably gonna token him to Midas, I believe. I just realized their support Vindicator is level 22.
Yeah. Yeah, he's having a good game. 5-2 and 21. I mean, you get a lot of assists, but only dying twice in so many team fights this matchup. That's it. I mean, the hero kills are very close. I mean, it's kind of amazing how big the goal differential is. I guess it's because they did well early, and then things just kind of went downhill for them as the game progressed.
Yeah, they got a lot of the kills early game. And they haven't had much recently, so they're getting maybe one or two kills in these team fights, and Madman's getting all the kills. So I think in the last fight, he had 4 kills, and the one before that he had 3. So they're just starting to stack up for Madman at this point.
Yeah, and more disables. I mean, the Sheep Stick on a Midas. I mean, this Elk Bones is probably going to go away soon for Deadwood. It looks like the game's back underway here. Legion team, this is it. When you see a team activate 4 or 5 Veiled Rots, they're going all in to try to do something here. They know that this could be the game, and look how fast Kongor is dying, though. They might have had a chance, but, I mean, with no vision.
There's the Midas token. Oh, he dropped his... Oh, Madman dropped his boots for token. Yeah, now they're really not doing anything to stop him.
Yeah, Madman going to be... Got to kill him twice, and he still doesn't die. Very problematic. I will say that he can be kited fairly easily without boots, but at the same time, just a Midas and Magnus been so on point with their stuns here, he should have no problem. Or if they just sit him on the racks. Don't even worry about hero kills. So Legion Team's Veiled Rot's expired. Their opportunity of preventing that Kongor is now passed, so.
Yep, and I mean, really, in all honesty, this Hellborn team can just group up as 5 and go push really whatever they want. I mean, they have no tower bottom lane. They can just go bot and push it out, which Madman's already down here doing. I just don't see them being able to deal with him.
Well, we'll definitely need to keep an eye on, I think, Mith Mix and what games they do later on, but I don't know what happened out of the KC Wingbow match. I think KC took maybe 1 or 2 of those games so far. Prisoner Hook coming out onto Madman, but in fact just bringing him closer to the barracks as the creep wave continues to work on the ranged barracks. He will stalk away a nice little tablet from the Vindicator. And the self-force ultimate, they're doing everything they can to slow him down, to buy time for Ophelia to just get back over here, but now we can see they force out the Stroken Head immediately. They get the first kill on the Madman, but he comes back alive because of that ultimate. Rhapsody will go down, her ultimate being a non-factor here. Now the sheep onto Oogie, and you don't need boots when your opponents turn into a sheep. There goes a Magnus, comes in with the eruption there, but again, it's the Madman who is shining. Prisoner, there's the GG's called by Formless here, but Madman's just going to keep going the barrel roll to clean things up. Wow, Mith Mix going to take the 2nd game in a row over Complexity, and after how much of a stunning performance they had versus Chemo Chi, I mean, what can you say here?
You just look at Mixes as being such a strong team. Mixes is like, they really just, they took both games, they played them both so well. They knew they were down this game, and they they played so patiently. It was so well played by them.
Yeah.
I'm really excited to watch them. I know you've been talking about them, saying how strong they are.
Had really high hopes for Mith, and hopefully now everybody will take them seriously. Just took out one of the top competitors in their group, and pretty strong. We saw, you know, these were completely different lineups that we didn't really expect to see them playing. So
Agreed.
They've definitely got a versatile thing to bring to the table. I mean, if you're Complexity, you kind of just got to clear your head. They got two more games coming up here, and do that.
Yeah, I mean, that's going to be the big one.
Yeah. So coming up next, I believe, is going to be D-Dog versus MRR. I mean, it's a battle of the Thai Titans, so that's what you have to look forward to here. I believe we're going to go to a short break for a moment here. And maybe restarting the stream, I think what's just going on here. But stay tuned, guys. More Han coverage in a moment.
สงขลากับเชียงรายใครไกลกว่าเอา2จังหวัดนี้ก่อน
All of your wind has gone, and all of the paths you've drawn have sunk to the ocean sand where no one can see. You stand, don't let the dark